Alright everybody, so I'm out here at the park with my Traxxas UDR. This is, I guess, going to be my third part to the series. Now I have a lot of video clips of this Traxxas UDR at this point, so I'll hopefully have some stuff to overlay to show what I'm talking about. But I've been running this thing through the woods like I have been with my Traxxas Slash. The Traxxas Slash I feel like is a little bit better because it has less going on under the body, whereas this one has a very realistic body, so there's a lot more like arms closer to the ground. The shocks have a lot more travel. There is drive trains or drive shafts going under this body, so if it gets stuck on anything in the woods, it's kind of going to beat up the underside a little bit, and it's going to interfere more with climbing over objects. However, the four-wheel drive aspect can help to make up for that, which is kind of what I was looking for in my next RC car, which is now this one. And I really like that four-wheel drive aspect. It was mostly between this one and the Traxxas Slash 4x4 VXL, I believe, or maybe the Ultimate, whichever one comes with more aluminum parts. I think that might have been the Ultimate. Some people were talking about how the aluminum based one is actually not quite as good as the one that's basically the same but without the aluminum parts, because aluminum bends and it stays bent, right? Now with the way I am with my RCs, I'm not really like, I enjoy the ramps and things, but it's not like I really ramp them super hard and huge jumps. You know, the bashing isn't necessarily what I go for the most, so the realism of the UDR is pretty cool and I enjoy it quite a bit. That being said, you know, like I was talking about, there is more going on with this car. It is more scale, and so when you go over these big objects like giant rocks and sticks, things might get caught in that underbelly of the car there. Whereas with the Traxxas Slash, it's just a skid plate and a flat piece of plastic. Now what's cool is the realism, the customization, and things that you can do to the UDR that you can't necessarily do with the Slash, just because they're different cars. Now I have been using it as at the baseball diamond, and that's pretty fun. It's much more like race-like, I feel like. Now I haven't necessarily tried the Traxxas Slash at the baseball diamond that I was at earlier, so I might get the same feeling, but this one definitely goes faster and it has so much more traction. So when you're on the dirt, it has a lot more traction. So this could be a good off-road racer too, which, I mean, it is called the Unlimited Desert Racer, so off-road racing is kind of what it does. But I've had a ton of fun with this car, driving it through the woods, driving it off the road, creek beds, all that stuff. It is a little less stable in some circumstances, and it's just a little bit bigger. So if you come to a thin patch, it might, you know, fall off or get stuck going off road even more than, you know, the path you intended to go on. I'm going to throw up some clips. To be honest, I just kind of started recording this because I felt like it. I am on my second set of batteries. I've never really run a car more than once on one outing, but now I have some more batteries. So I'm throwing both sets into the Traxxas UDR, and then I'll be throwing some into the Traxxas Slash next to enjoy that one. But yeah, enjoy the clips. If I can come up with any more commentary or any thoughts that I have when I go back putting and editing the clips in, I'll make sure to add in that commentary. But for right now, that's kind of what's on my mind with it. So so far so good. Liking the UDR, just a little bit different than the Slash, and definitely a lot different than the Supra. Those things are to be expected. I'm gonna definitely be using this truck for a couple months maybe a month to 2 months before I give a real review and how it stacks up against the other RCs that I have. So enjoy the video and thanks for watching. All right, everybody. So I am sweating up a storm. I'm getting ready to leave the trails in the park. I wanted to follow up and put some more commentary in this video. So I was just commenting on the UDR versus the Slash that I have. Now I have 3 RC cars, the Supra, the Slash, and now the UDR. I have very fond memories with the Slash, and I took it out to the trails in the park, even when I wasn't filming. And so I have like very fond memories of just relaxing, driving that RC car. Because like I like the filming and I like recording what I do, but now I also am like, oh, I really want to post this because it's cool. But at the same time, like I'm also recording with a purpose now a little bit, because I want to review these cars and let other people know what I think of them, and let people know like, hey, you know, is this car good for me, or is this car beginner friendly, or is it, you know, more experienced, that type of thing, how's maintenance on it. So I've been recording a lot of videos of me doing stuff. I'm getting ready to post a lot. So I think having those fond memories of the Slash might make it seem a little better than it was, because I took the Slash just out now after the UDR for the first time. I haven't touched the Slash since I got the UDR, which hasn't been that long, and this is only, you know, like the 3rd day of runs with the UDR at this point. And so the Slash is nice because it's compact, but it was definitely getting stuck even more than I remember, because I was driving it a little bit more like I was with the UDR, and then, you know, the trail has sticks and stuff with it. And I do remember stuff getting stuck in there, but I hadn't remembered that for a little bit because I was doing good with it. And I think part of that was me being aware that I needed to avoid some bigger sticks, and being aware of, you know, driving around things with the Slash. Now, what I noticed was the UDR has way more control with that front, you know, the front wheels going with the back. So the 4-wheel drive helps so much with the traction and control, which is why I wanted a 4-wheel drive truck in the first place. And I really noticed that after taking out the Slash. And then the UDR size does help it go over a lot of larger objects. The 4-wheel drive helps it go over larger objects, and a lot less gets stuck in the UDR than the Slash because of how tall it is, which I thought having all that under the body, you know, I was like, oh, it's getting stuff, you know, rubbing on there and everything, but it doesn't get stuck the same as the Slash. Stuff might rub on there if it does happen to get stuck on something real big, but a lot of times the UDR can get over it too eventually. So I was really happy with that UDR, and it's doing everything I want it to. I think I'm realizing now after taking out the Slash again that it is basically what I was looking for, and significantly better than what I kind of remember. So the thing about the Slash that I realize is really the thing that I love about the Slash, which should probably be obvious, but I didn't really think about it that way because I don't do it that much, is bashing. So like the Slash, I trust to like wipe out in the road and skid across the road. I trust to smash it into a tree or do something and it's going to be fine. Now I haven't really hit too much with the UDR. I have hit a few logs and things on the side of the trail. And I mean, it's been fine, but I think just because of all the stuff I've watched, the reviews, the upgrades, the things that people mention on the UDR, it makes me a little nervous with it. And I don't want to scuff it up, so I haven't really been driving it super fast on asphalt or the road at all. But the difference is that the UDR is really good off trail, or, you know, off road, and doing everything I want it to. I'm just a little bit more nervous and cautious with it since it's new and people are like, oh, it's not as durable as the Slash, which obviously not, because of the way it's made, and it's a scale truck to do these things. But really, you know, it's been doing great. It's been taking a lot of the abuse that I put it through, which honestly isn't much compared to most people. But the Slash, the reason I like that is because I just don't have to worry about it. It's $240, so it's really not a concern. If it does break, I can fix it easily. Not that I want it to, but it's like I do whatever with it, right? And I don't really care. And it really just does handle the hits better, I guess, you know, because of the way that's made. But overall, the UDR is turning out to be better for what I want to do than that Slash. The four-wheel drive, the traction, the climbing over things, the more racing. So the UDR is like a great crossover. It's an off-road racer like I wanted, and it's able to go over a lot bigger obstacles and have better traction because of that four-wheel drive. So I am very, very happy with the UDR, and I'm going to continue to take it out to see if I continue to have fun with it, see if I continue to like it, or if I go back to the Slash, and if the Slash is, you know, where it's at. Obviously, I'm going to use all my RC cars. I still got to fix the Supra. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the UDR, I like the Slash, I like the Supra. The Supra is the one I had a lot of fun with, but it's kind of not even in this conversation at the moment because it's just a different vehicle altogether. But I hope you've enjoyed some of the clips that I'm putting on while talking, and just the clips in general. I'll probably be uploading some of them as shorts as well. That way, if people just want to, you know, watch those in small bite-sized dosages, they can. But thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like to continue this series. I'm going to be doing a lot on the UDR in the coming weeks. So stay tuned and have a good one.